Hello, 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 my people. Yes, I don't come again. Come again on the kilos now. Up. Now we use and they go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. According to your location, according to your time. Oh, yes, my people. You don't tell when I don't see me like this. Come out, come talk concerning my show. Make una not vessel. Una not see me since then. The reason be say now my business. Now I just take my time. But now the business don't leave me small. Now I will come to give now the show bomber to bomber the same way when I tell they do one before. Yes, the good news, the new update when daytime. Now here go to hear them. I go to pack all of them, call they put for here. Make una take the enjoy yourself. All those people when get depression, all of them will vanish in Jesus' name. Yes, I say make I use this opportunity to thank all my fans who when they follow my page, when they like her, when they leave comment, when they share her. That hard one I take they like her, they comment, they share. A blessing of God will take locate to now. Make una tap amen for the under for the comment section. If you tap amen there, that amen will work for you in Jesus' name. Yes. Obidatyfamily don't drop one audit when I say make a big comment when I see about what happened for the last judgment when they judge between Atiku Tinubu and Peter Obi. My people, if now listen to the update, you now know say something will happen. Obi is coming soon. Yes, as you watch me so, share this video. Leave your comment for the comment section, like it, so that Facebook will recommend it to other people to see too. As I said before, every day I will come out like this day or day to now. You can see and know what is happening. Una do well.
The program now Hope Alive. Yes, hope day. Plenty hope day myself, no be small one. This time we they come with plenty things where we say it they happen about this very rogue judgment where we say Justice Samani and in team bring carry come. We they bring them this time make citizens and well-meaning Nigerians may they understand say the constitution of Nigeria not be only for justices now make them for or for judges now they make the constitution for every Nigerians and the day accessible. Meaning say we feel read and we feel understand what's in there inside. So from there we go come up maybe they expose how this very judgment they very rogue what they call rogue judgment. So and with that one we want to talk about how Chicago CBS News they hot, very, very hot on Tinubu certificate forgery issues. As the team they hit for US, they hit everywhere. Thanks to all well-meaning obedience. I agree tonight again. On a good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever on a day, the 13 they come this time around. And plenty other things what we won't talk concerning the 25% for that Abuja since 1979 when they talk about Shagari, all the mistakes and all those things. We won't open and make me expose and say this judgment is very, very robbed. And not only me, they talk this thing for studio or go discuss them for the conversation. Not only me. I get Angel for studio. I get Esther. I get Princess. Plus our own, you see Maxwell, we're there for Zoom. We're going to help us do the legal analysis where we say we want carry come.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and obedient worldwide. Welcome. Tell your neighbor, say hope day. Nigerians must keep hope alive with courage. As citizens of these resilient nations, we must not give up, even in the midst of hunger, starvation and oppression, crime and corruption, and hopelessness. We must not give up. Welcome on board. Let's discuss. Today, now our own Chimamanda Adichie's birthday. Happy birthday to her. Long life, more good life, prosperity. We ask God to bless her more and more. Our obedience, shout out to her. Welcome on board. Let's discuss.
Yes, so my wonderful, obedient, and well-meaning Nigerians, and welcome to another show of Hope Alive. My people, we are still on this journey of a new Nigeria. To all those who may feel down, know that it's after rainfall, the sun will shine. So never you give up, never feel frustrated, never ever give up, because that is what the system wants us to do. We shall continue to keep our head high and shoulder up. Welcome and join us.
Good day to all well-meaning Nigerians and fellow obedient worldwide. Welcome to Hope Alive. No matter how they want to dissuade us and make us lose hope, let us be in collective spirit as we uphold our hope, as we hope that they will actually give us the right ruling this time in Supreme Court and also in US courts. So welcome as we discuss.
Yes, welcome to this very conversation where we the thoughts say make we discuss. It's very, very important. Make we begin to expose this very judgment where we say Samani and the team bring in. We they call and say na rogue judgment. We will also expose all the things where we say and talk. Even for that forfeiture issue, we will dive into that. But before we go, I want to bring something for now where we they call the mischief rule of that very 25% of Abuja where they talk. And the person where we say send them na Ekenesia Nugo where we say na person where we say in the well-meaning Nigeria. And then talk say, make I share them with obedience. make everybody see how that very particular 25%, how them take mismanage them, how them take miscalculate them, and how them take use them since 1979. Now let me begin to look inside there, waiting in same come for us. He said after the 1979 presidential election, Awolowo took Shagari to court because Shagari won 25% in 12 states out of 19 states. He had then, short of 25% into 12 of the 19 states they had as at that time. Awolowo's lawyers argue that 25% in 19 states means 12 states plus 1, because an entity like a state or human being could not be a fraction or decimalized. There is no 0.3 states or 0.66 states. Now, since 2/3 of 19 states is 12.66, Shagari's lawyers argue that Shagari won 19.94% in Kano, that the mass was 12 states plus 0.66 states equal to 12.66. To the dismay of educated and well-informed Nigerians, as the Supreme Court ruled for Shagari, that's one. The framers of the 1999 Constitution had the 1979 election in mind because they decided to make sure it never happened again. The mischief rule requires the court to look to what the law was before the legislation was passed in order to discover what gap or mischief the legislation was intended to cover. Any judge or lawyer who studied the 1979 election challenge debacle should know that the 1999 framers could not have meant conjunctive 2/3 in 36 states and FCT, because 2/3 of 37 is equal to 24.66, which will take us back to Awolowo versus Shagari of 1979. Now, one of the factors that gave rise to Awolowo versus Shagari of 1979 was that there was 5 major presidential candidates in the 1979 elections that led to split votes in many states. It made it difficult for a candidate to garner 25% in a state. The thoughtful 1999 framers anticipated a similar situation in the future. Also, they knew a 2023 might occur, where a 37% of Bola Tinubu could be elected without the majority or popularity of votes cast. In fact, Shagari scored 33.77% of the total votes. Now, law does not cure everything, no matter how hard the framers try. Laws put together in a hurry, as the 1999 Constitution was done, fair was. However, to make sure that 1979 does not repeat, and that we have a president elected with 50% plus votes, the 1999 framers tried to cure them in the following. 1. Section 134, subsection 2 says that a candidate for election to the office of the president shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there have been more than 2 candidates for the election. A. He has the highest number of votes cast at the election. And B. He has not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election, each of at least 2/3 of the states in the federation and the federal capital territory, Abuja. Now, so, section 134(2) was supposed to cure 1979 because we had 36 states plus FCT Abuja. Also, it was supposed to make it less likely for a 37% candidate to become president. For the confirmation, look at the president's subsection. Subsection 134, section 134, subsection 1 says, a candidate for the election to the office of president shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there have been only 2 candidates for the election. He has the majority of the votes cast at the election. Remark, understand that he said he has the majority of votes cast at the election. And B, he has not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of the list of the 2/3 of the states in the federation and the federal capital territory, Abuja. Section 134, subsection 2 was to force us to section 134(1). That is the popular president. Now, he says, finally, on another note, just like I've said, I want to point out that the Nigerian Constitution is sexist, patriarchal, unjust, insufficient, impracticable in many places, and should be amended as soon as possible. If Princess Chichi Oje of Allied People's Movement had won the election, or if she had come second and was mounting a serious court challenge against Tinubu, as Atiku and P2B are doing, Tinubu's lawyers will argue that she should be disqualified by virtue of section 1342A and B. Each starts with he, and Princess Oje is a she, and this tempted Presidential Election Petition Tribunal will side with them. Now, back to what we are saying. Finally, we go back to the amendment of the Constitution. And we have said a much lot. But the last thing that we said here by Ekene is that the Constitution continuously, at that section we pointed out, like says a he and a he in those 2 subsections. Now, if another of these things occur in the years to come, we will remember that Mr. Khan of obidatyfamily TV said here, an amendment should be made to include he or she, because a woman has the capacity to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. come back to studio. We have our own people here, and let me get to Maxwell on Zoom, because as legal analyst, make you hold me blow hot for this thing as it happen before we enter to other things where we say he joined the rogue judgment where they give us. We go bring them out. Maxwell, I hope you are there.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much.